Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Patty. I go by Pattymac Makes everywhere online. In today's video, we are going to talk about a new piece of furniture that I'm using in my new and updated creative space. When you get really into your crafting, you're going to find that certain pieces of furniture are really going to help you in terms of organizing and working and all of those things. I've been on the struggle bus, like big time, trying to get my room organized and set up and functional. And I came to the realization that I needed to invest in a piece of furniture that was really going to help me. Recently, I posted about the couple of Cowlex units, which are like cubby organizers. I picked those up at Ikea and I did my own little what they call a hack, where I put legs and changed out the hardware to personalize the furniture to my taste. Take a look at that video. I will link it for you in the upper corner, and I'll also put it in the description box below. Spoiler alert, the piece we're going to talk about today is also Ikea. So in terms of Ikea, it seems like people either love it or they hate it. And a lot of people use it, and you do see people in comments sort of complaining about all of the sewing rooms looking the same, or they get tired of looking at the Ikea furniture, and on and on and on. And let me just tell you, there's a reason why so many of us are using Ikea. First of all, it's lighter weight, okay? So it's easier for us to move around. It's well priced. I mean, you can really get nice furniture for a fraction of what you would pay for it in the regular store. It's clean looking and it's easy to personalize it or update it the way you like it. And also it's super functional. So when you're into crafts or you have a small space or both, it's important that the furniture works for you. And the problem I was having with the furniture I was using before is that it was regular furniture. A lot of it was antique or vintage, and it looked nice. It held some stuff, but it didn't really do a good job of organizing. And then I had a mishmash of stuff, and I really wanted to feel more organized and have a more cohesive look and feel to my room, because it was just, I don't know, it was just too much happening. I have enough happening on the cutting table without having my furniture be a distraction. I'm lucky enough to have an Ikea locally, so I can just, anytime I want, jump in the car and drive over. And that is a really nice thing, because although I do a lot of shopping online, I still like to go to the store and see what the pieces look like and what I'm actually getting. And so I was browsing Ikea. I don't remember what I went in for. I think I went in for the Cowlex. I knew I wanted to do the Cowlex. So I was looking at those and just looking at the other stuff in the store, because I hadn't been in over a year. And while I was browsing through the showroom, I found a kitchen island, and I thought, that thing is perfect. That thing is beautiful. It's got storage, it's got a nice work table, has a large space on the top, it's counter height, so it's higher. It just checked all my boxes, in other words. So I came home and I looked it up on the website, and interestingly enough, in the reviews, it was a lot of people talking about how they got this particular piece of furniture to use in their sewing rooms or in their crafting rooms, and they talked over and over about how much they loved it. And so with that in mind, I decided to go ahead and take some of my YouTube money and put it to the side and invest in my own kitchen island, and we're going to take a look at it. Let me tell you what it is. It's called Tornviken. So everything in Ikea is in Swedish names, of course. It's a Swedish company. So they're a little different than what we're used to, but I will tell you, the way Ikea works is, this Tornviken, that's a collection. So you can find other items that are in this Tornviken collection, and so those pieces will work together, which is nice. This is the most complicated thing I have ever put together. I mean, ever. I've put together a lot of furniture in my time. This thing really pushed me. It has 32 steps, and when you put IKEA furniture together, you're going to be working, let me just find a picture for you. You're going to be working from diagrams. And so it's stuff like this. And it's a little bit tricky. So I would say that if you are new to putting together furniture, I would not start with this because it really challenged me. And I wound up needing my neighbor friend to come over and help because it's so big. I could not, and it's heavy, and I couldn't do it by myself. So I got him to come over and just kind of help me with moving the pieces around so that I could get it all put together. But I did all the construction myself. And I'm going to tell you something else. Okay, I am a person who is, pretty on the low key. I try to really watch my language. I live, a pretty clean life. And I was cussing like a sailor putting this thing together. Okay, I mean really bad. My language was horrible. And so, just it just made me think about Jesus was a carpenter. So the fact that Jesus could be a carpenter and he lived his life without sin, which means he never cursed. Just the fact that you could live your whole life doing carpentry and never say a foul word, that right there is a miracle. I don't know anybody besides Jesus Christ who could actually do that. Something about putting stuff together, it's a level of frustration that is hard to match anywhere else. Something that surprised me about this particular unit, this Tornviken Kitchen Island, is that the workspace on top is real wood. So I'm looking at the book that came with it, and it says it's a 3mm layer of wood over particle board. And so it can be sanded to remove scratches if needed, and then you can retreat it using something called Stockyard wood treatment oil. Stockyard wood treatment oil. And that will keep it durable and beautiful. So it has some instructions on care and maintenance. So this is kind of nice. I can sand it and fix it up a little bit. The instructions that come with this piece for care and maintenance, it's all about daily cleaning, like don't put hot stuff on it, don't chop right on it. And the reason for that is because it is a kitchen island. So generally people are going to buy this to put into their kitchen, but I'm using it for crafts. So like I wouldn't cut right on it, but it's a beautiful space to put my cutting mat, which I'm looking at right now. So, okay, without any further ado, let's take a look at it. I'm just going to give you a very quick tour of it. And let me also say, I have not organized it. Okay, this is just like, a very quick little, tour to just check it out and see it. And, yeah, so it's a mess, but I want you to see it. I've had a lot of questions. I'm even getting emailed about it. So, all right, let's take a look at the Tornviken Kitchen Island. So this is technically the front of the island, and what I will wind up doing is putting all my fabric in there, and then I feel like I can actually see what I have and know what's going on and do a better job of mixing and matching what's already in my stash, because right now I have all of my fabric, let's see, it's in like 3 different places, and it's really hard for me to keep it all straight that way. I will be wrapping all of my fabrics from my stash into mini bolts, and I will show you exactly how I'm doing it when I get to that point of the project, which will be soon. I'm really ready to be organized and have all of this crazy organizing and straightening up behind me. So this gives you two really nice ample sized shelving on the front of your unit, and you know, you can do anything with that. So as a kitchen island, you know, you could put cookbooks and kitchen utensils, all kinds of stuff. It's really, really nice for that. And then you've got this gorgeous worktop. It is beautiful. And I love the mixture of a pine with the white. I think it looks nice and clean. You can see sort of there in the background. Let me just come over. So over here is my calyx, and that's also white with pine legs. So I feel like the pieces go really well together. That is the nice thing with the IKEA, is it all kind of goes together, or matches really well, I should say. My house is carpeted, and so I wanted to be able to shift this furniture around as needed in here. So putting it on casters, like the wheels, would not work because it's not going to roll on the carpet easily. So I wound up using, they're called hard sliders, and I learned about these years ago. I've been using these things, I don't know, my whole adult life. I learned about them in my first apartment. It makes it really easy to move anything. If you have these little sliders under your furniture and you have access to a moving dolly, ladies, you can move anything. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, you can move anything by yourself and not need any help, which I'm all about that. So anyway, these hard sliders, I have it under the table that I'm using as my sewing table, so I can move that back and forth. And also the island. It's very easy for me to move this thing. This is the back side of the Tornviken Island. And what you can see is that it has like a space where you could seat a couple of like counter stools. So you could use it as a breakfast bar or something like that. What I have done is to put my little storage cart under there, the little fabric trolley, and it's got some things stored. All that's going to get pulled out and reorganized. And eventually what I want to do is to probably pick up the counter stool that goes with this, and then I have a place to sit. And of course my ultimate goal is to be able to do live streaming sewing with you and to use the island for that. So that's in the back of my mind. Okay, that's my introduction to my Tornviken Kitchen Island. I will link to a video that really helped me to put it together. That'll be in the description below. And so far, I'm loving it. And if you have any questions, drop them below. It's a pretty heavy item. It comes in 3 large boxes. So I don't think it's something that would ship. So if you have to drive, you would probably have to drive to pick it up. But I'll tell you, it's totally worth it because this was $3.99 US from IKEA. And I know a piece like this would be $1,000 at least in any other furniture store. So it's worth a little bit of elbow grease and an investment in time to have something this nice that, I mean, really, if you take care of it, you can have it the rest of your life. So, okay, that is today's video. Thank you as always for hanging out and spending time. And yeah, stick around. I'm really going to try to figure out how to do this live streaming through this camera so we have good, clear pictures. And wish me luck because it's a little bit confusing and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to work on it. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks again for being here. I super appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.